Well, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's video. You join us in the van, which means one thing and one thing only. We've got a pickup to do. It's the arrest of the amateur radio stuff that we picked up in a couple of videos ago. So we're going to go and pick the remaining of that, which should be super interesting. So without further ado, enjoy today's video. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get to our destination. We have made it, and we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crates full of like amateur radio stuff to collect. All of these sort of antennas and aerials as well. And this big thing, this is like a proper field one. That's incredible. I have absolutely no idea how we're going to pack any of that stuff. But we purchased it last week, so we better take it all. Yeah, some of these crates, I literally don't even know if they're worth us reselling, but we bought it anyway, so we'll have to go through all of this sort of stuff, see what's sellable, see what's not, and do what we can accordingly. But there's some absolute random bits. But what I would say is don't underestimate this sort of stuff, because some of this stuff can be worth a lot of money. The van has been reloaded with the remaining lot of amateur CB radio stuff. Now that is a good job done this morning. Next stop, the unit. We have made it back to the unit. That means we need to pick yesterday night's orders. I'm going to pick all the sales, and then I'm going to do a sort of grand synopsis of what sold and for how much in one big lump sum. That way I can just crack on, do some work, pick some orders, and then just see where the rest of the day takes us, because it's going to be probably a bit of a jam-packed day, to be honest. We did a little bit of sorting this morning, probably get that emptied, organised, sorted, and hopefully start going through a few of that now. Well, in today's video. A very decent night of sales. £18,561 and 64 pence. We will definitely take that for a night of sales. 100%. So let's flip the camera around and show you exactly what sold. Yes, all of this is going out of the door today. A lot of it's pre-packed, so I'm not going to actually be able to show you what has sold, but what I can do is sort of scan towards the titles of what is actually inside these boxes. £100, £40, £40, £15. Some willow trees from the Gauge Master. People use this for Hornby, Warhammer and all that good stuff. That was £14. One of these Microsoft track balls, that sold for I think like 30 quid. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be, we're getting very close to an end of an era here at Rummage Around. Some Emu insoles, not one, not two, but 3 size 3 sold for £47. If you've been following the channel for a long time, you know I've been picking these up for £1 each. So to see these, literally, I've got less than 10 left now. Yeah, end of an era, nearly, at Rummage Around. Loads of shoes and trainers. We've got some Timberlands that sold for 30, some Camel snow boots that are pre-packed, they sold for 30, Gap pair of shorts sold for 12, a broken laptop thing sold for 12, shoes, probably like 50 quid's worth of shoes there. This Harris tweed we actually did let go very cheap, 12 quid. It has got some marks here, there and absolutely everywhere, but if that was in a lot better condition, would have got easy 30 quid. Some ink and some sealed media, but yeah, 500 and what, 50 odd quid's worth of sales right here, right now. But it isn't going to pack itself, so should we put you guys on a little bit of a time lapse and do some packing today? Oh, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Packing actually completed, and that wasn't too bad at all. I actually don't mind. I genuinely don't mind packing at the moment, to be fair. I find it quite therapeutic. This is the last item that needed to be packed, which was the laptop that sold for a whopping £12. I tell you what, I'm glad you guys follow Rummage Around for top tips when it comes to reselling laptops for 12 flipping quid. Don't tell me that I don't teach you anything. Basically, I taught you do not buy broken laptops because they are absolutely rubbish. Isn't that right, Pitman? He still doesn't talk. I think he's quite camera shy. I think the old pit guy, camera shy, doesn't really say much, does he? As we were packing, we sold, I believe, a cable of some sort. It might be this one. I think it is an ICOM OPC633. That cable. So it's like $52.99. Unbelievable, Jeff. Okay, that's packing done. We're now doing our listing. Remember, every single day we need to list £400 each per day, just to keep ourselves accountable and hopefully push that to £190,000. Let me know in the comment section below, do you have a listing goal per day, per week, or whatever you do? Do you do that? If so, let me know what it is and why you've just decided to do it that way. The first item that we are going to be listing is this 303 XL HP ink. It doesn't matter if it's in date or out of date, they still sell very well. This one is in fact in date, which is pretty incredible. This is about a £30 bit of ink here. Ink is definitely my favourite item to sell. It's just a shame that you can't get them in huge bulks. We're going to get these listed. 8 Maxwell 180 Mega Power sealed tapes. That's a nice £25 listing. There's some serious money in like sealed old media. So definitely be on the lookout for tapes of all shapes and sizes. There is actually only one of these listed on eBay for £52. I'm going to undercut because the solds aren't as strong as that. The last sold that I can see sold for $14.85 on bids, but I still think time of year now, we're coming up to Halloween, I think that could be a nice easy £40 listing. I'm not going to lie, so I'm going to stick it over £40 with offers and just see what comes in. I can't say I've ever seen that film, but yeah, if you have, let me know in the comment section below if it's any good. Inside this box, we have a load of these Philips high pressure 70 watt Philips sun light bulbs. They're actually selling packs of 3 for $21.99. So we're going to list 5 lots of 3, $21.95, which is what, £98 there or thereabouts. And then we're going to list one on its own for $9.99. And then that way we can do two things. We can gauge the traction of a 3-pack versus a singular item. Obviously, I think we'd prefer to sell them in 3s because of postage reasons, and it's just nicer to get a better sell, you know, when you get $21.95 instead of $9.99 sort of thing. And when it comes to the 3-packs, I think we'll pre-pack all 5 sets of them just in case that they sell. And if they don't sell, it's not at the end of the world if we have to open them up and sell them individually, is it? It's now become my job to pre-pack these, so that's what we're going to do. Hopefully we can just pack them in the same box and it will just make it all that much easier. Look at that, the perfect size box for 3 of them. Did someone say time-lapse time? And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. 5 packs of 3 packed already. While I was pre-packing all that stuff, we had a really nice trainer sale here. These Skechers RRP'd at $124.99. We sold them on eBay for £80. I think we have about 25 quid into them. And they look something like that. Every have already been today, so they will not be collected today. They'll be actually dispatched tomorrow morning. Yesterday, we went to see James, and I got this beautiful card graded back from him yesterday. Look at that. That's a 4 out of 10. PSA 9. Autograph got a PSA 10. That is a significant amount of value here. I will be listing this for in and around £1,200. 1, because I don't really want to sell it. And 2, if somebody's going to give me £1,200 for it, then I'm happy to see it go. But it's one of them things that if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, I'm really not that bothered. And I'll tell you what, it can sit here on display until it sells. Because like I said, I'm really not fussed if that does not sell. I'd rather just keep it for a little bit, enjoy it. It looks so cool. But obviously, I'm not putting that whole total against my main total today. That doesn't count as 3 days of listing. That'll count towards like £150 of listing, because that would be maybe slightly cheating if I did do it that way. We try and do like a variety of stuff We don't want to just be listing like one big item a day, because then we're not going to get anywhere in the reselling business. We try and list some high-end stuff, some low-end stuff, and so bread and butter stuff. So yeah, we try and do a nice mixture of the three. I almost forgot about the van. Oh, now I've got to unload all of this and put it inside. I would love to see this table empty one day, because every time it gets so close to being empty, we just fill it with even more stock. Well, we might as well just add even more to the table. Oh, look at these, by the way. Aerials. Never sold an aerial in my life like this, like proper CB radio aerial stuff. Never sold anything like it before, so that could be fun. I have absolutely no idea on these aerials. They're flipping massive. Some of them are over 2 meters long. Like this one has a NATO number on it, right? It's got a UK patent number on it. It's got a type model number on it, and I cannot find anything on it whatsoever, but it's like 2 meters long. I have absolutely no idea when it comes to antennas. There is so much of this type of stuff in the CB radios. Icom is a phenomenal brand. I have learned that so far. And yeah, that is the top of that. I think we might be able to put this back together. We are okay when it comes to electronics, to be fair. Electrical bits and pieces. The board seems pretty good. The battery's not blown. That looks like it probably could be worth some money. If we can get this working and screwed back together and put the housing back, we'll probably list that for like £100. Whoa, has any of you guys seen Vodafones like this? There's a whole box full of them. That is pretty insane. I can't say I've ever seen one of them before. I just whacked this up for like 40 quid because the last sold was £14 on bids, and it's already sold today. We literally listed that today and sold it in today's video. Bish, bash, blood chillers, bosh. Yes, going back to these Vodafone things, wow. If these have their bases, people have got these listed untested for £150 each. There's at least 3 handsets, at least 3 of them already. Not seeing any bases just yet. But that is, yeah, pretty insane. Yeah, look at that. There's now 5 handsets. What is going on? I'm actually going to list this as untested. There's some actual decent listings and solds on this specific one. This is an NEC speaker car phone thingy-me-bob. It has its battery inside there. I'm going to list it as untested. Pins are okay on that. But yeah, some of this goes for ridiculous money. I have never seen anything like this in my life. But I'm going to list that for 150 quid. There are some that listed for 100. There is some that is listed for 250 quid. They're literally, depending on brand, models and everything, all untested, by the way, because you're not going to be able to test this sort of technology anymore because it's just so outdated. You're probably looking at like 1984 to 1987 on something like that. So yeah, believe it or not, my Focus doesn't have them ports in it, so I can't test it fully. List it untested, give it a nice clean, £150. Bish, bash, bosh. Because Q4 has officially began, is it time to release the Wii's? I think it is. So I'm gonna get Connor testing some of the big boxed Wii's. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Wii's up there. He can crack on with that while I still do some of the CB radio stuff. But Q4 officially here, which means one thing and one thing only: Nintendo Wii season, baby. So message to Connor, if you do watch this video, mate, good luck, because you're gonna need it, mate, because there's a lot there. We've just pulled this out of the CB radio job lot, the old Garmin personal, I don't know, navigator, GPS 45. It's not the XL version, unfortunately, but that is going to be a nice like £30 listing. Look at all of these handhelds. That is like unbelievable. These ones are all Icom. These ones are all Kenwood. They're all Vodafone. They're odds and sods, and more odds and sods. We have managed to go through some of these boxes to complete this. We have one that's working, well, power tested anyway. We've got its aerial, we've got its handset, we've got its battery, we've got its strap, we've got its wall plug as well. Happy days. So we're going to get that listed. That, I think, is like £100 plus listing. power tested only. So yeah, we are definitely starting to crack on with some of this amateur radio stuff, which is always nice. Nice sale just popped off, as I said that last clip. Olivetta Electra 32 typewriter sold for 100 smackaroonies, and that means we're on like 520-ish pound already today, and it's like 2 o'clock. Going to list this ICOM battery charger CM35. This is tested, fully working, got a video of it working which will drop into the draft in a minute, but I'm going to clean this up, get this listed, and list it for 50 smackaroonies. Just on the label for the Olivetti typewriter, £6.22 for a 10 kilogram parcel collected from our warehouse. I think that's pretty good, to be honest with you. Now I'm going to pick something else that just sold. It's never ending, which is a good thing, I guess, but it means I can't list. Yeah, anyway, the last item that has sold so far today is in this box, and it's them speakers there, £12.95. Voila! Happy days, already packed and ready to go to the customer. And you guessed it, we sold something else as I was packing that. Literally, what, 3 minutes to pack and put a label on it and pick it and all that stuff. And we sold something else already. And this time it's a pair of Marks and Spencer's boots. Look at these. These are really wacky. I think these, yep. Probably worn once. Sold for £22.95. And there we have it, fully up to date with packing, finally. There is already 5 there for every to pick up tomorrow. Connor is working on our first Wii bundle of the year because you guessed it, guys, Q4 is here. That means Nintendo Wii's get listed. My last job is to research these capacitors, maybe 50 to 80 quid each, 4 there, between 200 and 300 quid. Unbelievable. Today we've listed £3,158, which is actually our best ever day when it comes to listing, I believe. I have 3% battery left on my phone, so I need to update you on the board of our total turnover this year. Yesterday we finished the day on £133,761, and today we actually end the video on £134,424,000. That is unbelievable. If my maths is mathing, that is an increase of over £800 in the space of just under 24 hours. So we'll definitely take that. If you are enjoying this long series of the road to £190,000 daily videos, please like this video, subscribe if you're new around here. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers, and I can only do that if you hit the subscribe button, so please do that, and I'll see you beautiful lot in the next one. Bish bash flipping bosh.